Well, hello there again. You know, I got to thinking, so I'm going to go on with what I brought. Well, it was Saturday because I didn't do it yesterday. It was Sunday. So I'm going to go on now today and add to my story. Okay, almost everyone has a price. Sadly, humans suffer from greed, arrogance, pride, laziness, foolishness, apathy, and other evils. I said that the other day. For some, the price is pretty low, but for others, it's quite high. Then there are some few who, luckily for mankind, have principles and cannot be bought. The number of persons with impeccable principles is quite low, and for that reason, tyrants touting the glory of democracy will always win with their bought and paid for votes. James Madison is credited with saying, "Knowledge is power, and if people intend to self-govern, they need to acquire all the power that knowledge can provide." Now, someone else said, I'm not sure who it is, but I've heard it a few times, is credited with saying, to effectively control people, you need 4 things to come about. First, you got to dumb them down. Make them so they don't know much. Second, you got to make them poor. Well, yeah. Third, you got to make them immobile. Get them so they can't move around, get out of your way and such. Fourth, and the most important one, is you got to take away their guns. James Madison has been forgotten in time, and someone else has quite successfully gotten his or her point across. People in the U.S. are quite dumbed down, and the economy, if the propaganda and false signs of prosperity are ignored, is in bad shape with the advent of opposition such as BRICS and sabotage from progressive corruptors. There are an ever-increasing number of people living in poverty, and many of the persons living on credit are only a paycheck or two away from homelessness. The move to renewable energy is stalling out, unable to keep up with the pace. And fossil fuel production is being crippled, hamstrung by would-be tyrants and their shills. In addition to all of these things, the gun control consortium is becoming wildly fanatical, openly shouting ridiculous narratives and seemingly importing criminal elements to help with removing the ability of legal U.S. citizens to protect themselves and their families, their neighborhoods, and their rights. So what does all that mean? Are Americans about to come face to face with the head of the second of my 2 churches? That individual most people claim is only a figment of the imagination, like God and Jesus Christ are figments of our imagination? Is the father of all lies, all lies, not liars, he will be, and the purveyor of all evil, Satan himself, about to put in an appearance to back up all these they're doing things for him? As an individual, an agent unto myself, who is putting things on the public record like this, I do not care what others think, believe, do, or allow others to do to themselves. I know that all individuals have agency. It is an eternal law. We are each free to choose what we will do in any circumstance. Even a slave is free to act and react within the framework of his or her bondage. Children are not responsible for themselves until they reach an age and status where and when they can be responsible. But some adult, some group, or some sect is responsible for each morsel of food, each bit of knowledge, every jot of kindness, as well as every pain or bit of suffering that a child goes through. Mortal life is the boarding school for eternal beings. And every grade in every class and every quiz or test score is carefully recorded, with every charitable or evil act annotated. Jesus Christ and Lucifer are adversaries. When Christ was chosen as the Creator, the arrogant, egotistical, self-centered Lucifer rebelled and was expelled from the heavens. It became his sworn, fanatical purpose to destroy all that was created, and all of us who would not follow him. I personally know these things are true. We all have mortal life. I don't care what any other person may believe or do. We each choose in this mortality what our status in eternity will be. Good, evil, honesty, honor, injustice, justice, and all other such scales are on an individual basis according to our heart, might, mind, and strength, and adjustments are made for attitude, knowledge, character, personality, and the aforementioned charity that we might express. They're mostly likely to be considered along the line with judgment. There is a Bible story about Cain and Abel. I know a lot of people have heard that. Maybe some haven't, but along the line somewhere. It's about two brothers. Now, it's interesting to consider the story of Cain and Abel and take the premise and apply it to the world we live in today. Are there any parallels? Think about it. Well, y'all have a good day. Glad to talk to you. And I'm going to ask God to bless y'all. See you later.